What's up, fam? Welcome back to the channel. We are running out of time because the ALPHALETE Drop 7 drop and Black Friday sale starts today, as I am filming this and going to be rapidly editing this. We are at I think at a 5-hour countdown for access to this drop. I tried to film this and my mic cut the sound out entirely yesterday, already far behind what I needed to do or when I needed to crank this out. Lots going on in life right now. I'll tell you all about it in a different video. What I really want to do is make sure that I make use of this time so that at least if I get this out like an hour before launch, you have a good idea of my favorite pieces to be grabbing from this launch and the fact that you're going to be getting a fat freaking deal on everything because it's Black Friday. Starting super early, but it is Black Friday. So I'm gonna do this video a little bit differently. Instead of going through tops and bottoms, I'm actually going to show you my top 3 faves of this launch to start, and then we're gonna dive into the rest of the pieces. Most of these pieces are new in some capacity, but a lot of them are just edits to existing pieces, so different rises on things like Amplify and Pump. And I, as always, have made it a purpose to really try to wear most of these items before giving them a full review so I know how they fit and how they perform in the gym. Let me just also say, I've been wearing a lot of just black lately. I've been really leaning into black and reds. I've been doing black and reds and grays, but just like mostly darker colors. And it's just something I've really been enjoying. It's been helping me kind of coordinate my wardrobe a little bit more. And so the colors from this launch are gorgeous. There's a lot of colors to work with. The palettes, the 2 different palettes that they mainly have in this launch are stunning and they all work really, really well together. So you really can't go wrong with the colors that you choose. But I don't have a ton of those colors because like I said, right now I'm really leaning into a lot of black. But I think a lot of people like black. I think a lot of people like basics and like to understand how to just style their staples. So we'll dive right into it because honestly, the best piece that I got from this launch is the black cargo pants. I say pants, but they're sweats, but I wear them. I've been wearing them nonstop. I literally just pulled them from the wash yesterday morning because I was like, these are dingy and gross because I've been wearing them so much. They're covered in dog hair and food and everything. It's like the first thing I put on every single morning. Now that it's slowly starting to get a little bit more chilly here in Texas, which, I mean, it popped right back up to like 85 yesterday, but in the mornings, we're starting to get a nice little chill. So usually I put on the crew neck and then I put on these cargo sweats. And oh, these are just such a good piece. These are so well made. They're so thick. They're the perfect type of cargo sweat. They have that kind of volume in the rear that a cargo sweat it just adds to the shape of your glutes so much without having to be like a pump legging where it's like super tight and scooped in. It's the opposite. The pockets create the volume, and I think just everything about it is an incredible pant. I love that they have the minimal branding as well. Absolutely eats. This is the best piece from the entire launch. I'll, take 20 of them right now. They are something that I can exist in forever. I actually decided to go with smalls for a lot of pieces in this launch, in part just because I feel like my body is constantly changing and now at a point where I'm just truly more comfortable in smalls most of the time for top and bottom besides a few pieces. And I do like to have a really long pant. I like to have it puddle on my shoes. I've talked to y'all about this with the Amplify flare or really just any wide leg pant, flare pant, anything like that. I like to have a lot of extra fabric on the top of my shoe. And I think as a kid, I had so many pairs of pants that were high waters, so many freaking pairs of pants that were high waters. My mom used to actually sew lace onto the bottom of the pant leg to give it a little bit of extra length because I wasn't tall. I'm only 5'3", but I was growing. And so I always had high waters and I hated the way it looked. And so now in my adulthood, I am desperate for long pants. They're called the staple cargo pant. They come in 3 different colors and they are going to be $55 with the athlete code. So make sure you use code MONARCH when you are shopping. It's gonna give you an additional 10% off all of the sales that are going on. These are not just these are already marked down items. The drop is already marked down 10%. And there's a ton of items on the site that are gonna be marked down up to 80%. But make sure you use the athlete code on top of that because you can stack it and get additional savings. So that's the best thing about this launch is whenever they do the launch with Black Friday, you just get so many things at like a fat discount. So make sure you do that. But yeah, that's my number 1 item. #1 item. Now, an honorable mention is going to be another pair of sweatpants, which is the staple jogger. If you are not someone who likes a wide leg pant, if you really like the elasticity at the bottom of like a regular sweatpant, the staple jogger is a really great sweatpant as well. I have 2 pairs of them. I'm wearing the other pair right now. Obviously, I'll have some videos in here to show you all what they look like. But the staple jogger is also something I got in small. Same idea. I like to be able to fold over the waist. They all have a drawstring waistband, which is really, really nice. These ones actually have it on the outside, whereas I think the cargo sweats might have it on the inside. Yes, correct. So the drawstring is on the outside for the staple joggers, but I still got them in a small so I could fold them down and really make sure that I keep the length. I find that with a lot of sweatpants, when you wash them and dry them a couple times, you end up having them shrink up just a little bit. And again, I like my stuff long. I like my sweatpants baggy. So the staple jogger, I got it in this beautiful like navy blue, I think it's called Anchor. And one of the few joggers that actually has like a pattern or design on them, but it goes with my color palette. So again, I've been existing in these when I'm not wearing the cargo pants. I am wearing the staple joggers. So I don't know if I would say that they're #2. I would say the #1 spot in general is occupied by the staple cargo pant and the staple jogger as sweatpants side by side. It's the best piece from this entire launch, and I'm just in love with both of them. Okay, on the opposite end of the spectrum, oh, I didn't wash this one, but you can tell that I've worn it, is the Axis bra. I think that's the name of it, the Axis bra. This is really similar. The Axis bra is really similar to the Aura strappy bra. It's actually even more minimal than the Aura strappy bra. This is probably the tiniest Aura fabric bra that we've had, but I love that. I really, really, really like a minimal bra. And it works well for me in part because I have implants, and so mine just kind of stay in place for the most part. Like, I'm really not looking for a ton of support these days. More than anything, I'm actually looking for a bra that just doesn't get in the way and doesn't feel like it's bunching up or anything. And with the Axis bra, it's so minimal that I can kind of just function. I can just get my workout in, and I feel like it's more supportive and I don't move around as much. It's not as low cut, even though it's very low cut. Something about the way that it is made is better than the actual minimal bra that they had in the last 2 launches, whereas like if I lift my hands up, sometimes I kind of feel like, oh, might have a nip slip. I haven't had a nip slip, but I feel like it might happen. I have not felt like that was gonna happen. I actually felt personally pretty secure in this bra, but it is technically an AB cup bra. It is meant for not big boobies. It's not meant to be secure. I think it's really just generally meant to, you know, hold you there and have you look hot, and that's that, all that. And it does. I felt like really great in it. I love the way that my physique looks in it, and I can do like an upper body day in it, no problem. It's not an actual halter, but the straps come up back to the top and then come straight down the middle of the back in a way that makes it look like it's a halter. I think it's just it has me feeling like my upper body is very feminine in this. And after having many years of bodybuilding and feeling like I was just like getting bigger and bigger and bigger and more muscly, it's nice to have a piece that makes me feel very pretty and feminine. I did also get it in black, because yes, absolutely yes. My #3 spot, and people are gonna argue with me on this one because everybody is going to love the Aura wide leg pant. We'll talk about that next. That will be the first piece that we dive into. That's off the list, but the Aura wide leg pant is not on my list. It's on a million other people's though, so it might end up being your #1. Just take it into consideration. That might be your #1. But now my #3 is actually going to be a tank, and I'm usually a tank hater. I am a tank hater. I did not like the push tank that much. It's just like kind of a whatever to me. The push tank is just another seamless, very tight tank that I just like, I'm like, what about? But this one, let me find the name of it so I'm correct. The Form Tank. This tank is the best tank that ALPHALETE has made. Period, the end. I have not been a big fan of the push tank. I've gotten, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 tanks in the last like 3 or 4 drops. Out of this entire year, they've done a couple different tanks, and they've all been like good in a way that I've worn them a couple times, but I haven't put it on and been like, oh, perfect, perfect. Chef's kiss. I'm not a tank person. And I immediately wore this one. I immediately put this one on. I was like, oh yes, you're coming to the gym. Let's do this. The thing about the Forum tank is that we have this built-in shelf bra, which I actually appreciate and like. I do like a tank top where I can put optional padding in, and I do have that shelf bra, but it doesn't have to be seamless. I don't want the seamless material that's in my seamless leggings, that's in my Amplify, that's in my pump shorts. I don't want that in a shirt. I don't like it in a shirt. I really, really don't like that in a top or a tank or anything like that. That is for my lower body, and people will fight me on this because a lot of people really, really, really love the push tank, but I do not. I don't like that fabric. This is more of the Aura fabric. This is a fabric that I do want on my upper body, and I got a small in that tank, so it just fits. It fits perfectly without any kind of squeezing or anything like that. I feel like I could comfortably do an extra small as well, actually, in the Forum tank. That would be more so if I'm trying to like squeeze into it, but it's not a super compressive fabric, right? Like if I wanted a compressive fit, I could size down. I think most people could size down if they want it to be more compressive, but the Aura fabric isn't meant to compress you. If you want to be compressed, get the push tank. That's the whole point of the push tank. I think they made the push tank in a halter. Yeah, they made the push tank in a halter for this launch as well. And again, we'll get to this in more detail. But like, you see this like thick band right here? I don't like it. I don't like it. I really don't. So the Forum tank all the way. You want sweats or joggers. You want the staple cargo pant or the staple joggers. You want the Access bra, which comes in like 6 colors, or you want the Forum tank, or you want the Forum tank, which also comes in a beautiful 6 colors. Right in that like neutral range. They also have that like new beautiful light blue. It's so pretty. Those are my 3 big picks for this launch. And then go dig through like the different sale bins that they're gonna have, because you're gonna get stuff for a crazy amount off, and you're gonna walk out of there being like, damn, I got like 10 pieces and like barely spent a chunk of change. So yeah, let's dive into the rest of this launch, and we'll talk about the other new items. We're gonna talk about the Aura wide leg. So I got the Aura wide leg pant in black and anchor in extra small, and I actually got him in extra small long. Like I said, I really wanted to do the oh, I actually just forgot, these are not even launching in this launch. These are not even launching in this launch. I'm so sorry to tease you in that way. They're not launching in this launch because during packaging there was a really big mix up with the long lengths and the short lengths, because they're going to come in both long and short. And a lot of the short packages, I think, had a long leg pant and vice versa. And so they're like, hey, quality control, we can't send this out if we can't guarantee everything is in its right bag. So these are not even launching, so I'm not gonna spend too much time on them. But I do want y'all to get excited about the fact that they are coming out, because they might be your new favorite thing. They're not my new favorite thing, but they might be yours. They might be yours. Keep an eye out for them. These guys, like if you have seen the ones that other brands do, several other brands have done this kind of wide leg pant. This is the same vibe, but so many people inside the ALPHALETE group chat have said that this is better, that the ALPHALETE version is better than the other version. The only reason why I don't like them is because, like I said, I got an extra small. Thinking that with this much fabric, a wide leg pant with just so much space, right? I was like, yeah, like if I want this to be fitted and tight in the glutes, I'm gonna get an extra small. There was so much bunching around like the crotch area, and I'm gonna have to show y'all the videos and stuff of this in the next launch. Again, I don't want to take too much time. I've already taken too much time on these pants. There was so much bunching, and I've heard a lot of people say, oh, you need to size down to correct that. I am not an extra small. I am not that. I'm not gonna size down to correct that. When I've seen other people size down, it has not solved the problem. I sized up, they sent me a small. It was better. It was improved, but they're even more wide leg now. And I actually think that it's because when I try to pull them up to a position that I really like them at, which isn't even high-waisted, they say, oh, it doesn't even have a butt scrunch. Yes, it does. It's a hidden scrunch, but it does. The glutes have scrunching all the way up. All the way up. You feel that. You feel that from back to front. You feel that right, like that is more, feels more like it is crawling its way up inside you than the Amplify, than Pump, than any other butt scrunch legging has ever felt. It was wild. When I put them on for the first time, I was like, if you're gonna do anything, and here's my little tidbit on these that I do want to make a point for in this video for the Black Friday sale. If you want a pant like this, get the Amplify flare leg leggings. They are going to make your glutes look crazy, and no, they are not a wide leg pant, but they have the flare leg at the bottom, and for me, they are light years better, light years better, light years better. I'm obsessed with that pant. I will forever be obsessed with that pant. Mine are going to disintegrate by the time that I am done with them because I've worn them and washed them so many freaking times because I'm so obsessed with them. Okay, here's something cool that they have decided to do is the Amplify legging in a mid-rise and an ultra high rise. So now you're going to have 3 different rise options with the Amplify legging. I got mine in stone. I think that's the color of this beautiful gray. And it's a very nice like blue gray. I really, really like the color of this gray in particular. It doesn't feel like it washes me out. But the high rise, ultra high rise, and mid rise options, I think now check every box for everybody, because I think a lot of people used to really like Amplify but felt like it went up too high. I personally like a high rise legging. I want them to stay in place. I'm usually wearing a sports bra when I train, and so I kind of like the coverage to be up really high from the pant. And again, like I feel like having something that's high rise or even ultra high rise in a legging makes me not fear like it's gonna, you know, I don't know, I don't fear that leggings are gonna fall down, but it just stays in place. It stays exactly where I want it to stay no matter what I'm doing, especially when I'm bending down, doing an RDL or anything like that. Like, they just stay in place. I think these are inside out. Again, proof that I wear everything before I talk about it. So if you have been an Amplify fan from before, you're still gonna be an Amplify fan. I think that they honestly just keep getting better, and now that they're adding a variety of options in the rises, it's fantastic. Like, it's really truly trying to encompass every type of person that buys these leggings and like all the little specific details. Instead of us as like the affiliates and the athletes sitting here and telling you, oh man, I wish this was a little more low rise, or oh, I personally wish it was a little more high rise. Now you have the option. If you like a mid rise, get a mid rise. If you like a high rise, get a high rise, so on and so forth. So I got the ultra high rises. I really, really like the ultra high rise on them. I'm never gonna be a mid-rise girly. Maybe that's why I don't like the Aura wide leg. Probably. Someone had told me that, and I was like, you know what? That's probably right. That's probably true. I just need everything to be high rise, even though I am exactly this tall. So that's that on that. The Amplify legging is coming out in a beautiful 6 colors. Lots of earthy tones, and I just think that, yeah, like I said, the color palette is gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous for this drop. So if you are in need of some new leggings, I really like the Amplifies. I will always like the Amplifies. I know that we have Aura leggings coming out as well. Aura leggings, I think that these are just coming out in the new color palette, and nothing has really changed about them. I do enjoy the Aura legging. I actually do gravitate towards my Aura leggings. I do reach for them, and I do like the tenacity fabric, right? Like, these are a good legging. I have nothing crazy to say. They are a good non-seamless legging. If you're not a seamless fabric fan, the Aura legging is always going to be a good way to go. I always get my leggings in an extra small pretty much no matter what. That's the one thing that I've never really had to change my sizing on, except for like they had one weird offshoot legging, I think like, I don't know, like 2 drops ago. Other than that, you're so good with staying true to size on anything Amplify, anything Aura. They have a great amount of stretch. They have a waistband that's super, super forgiving. Like, there's nothing that's gonna dig into you here. I think that's what it was, is that the legging that I had to size up in actually had this weird little waistband thing that like dug in, it wasn't a seamless waistband. So again, you need a staple legging. You need to get some like good basics in. You can't go wrong with Aura, and you can't go wrong with Amplify ever. And they even have Pump coming out in a high rise, which I wanted to grab because Pump is originally a mid-rise legging. But I ended up getting a high-rise Pump short instead of the legging because why did I do that? Why did I do that? I think everybody is really into the Pump shorts even more so than the Pump leggings. And so I wanted to talk about the Pump shorts a little bit more. Also, we live in Austin, Texas. It's going to be hot 80% of the year. as much as I have always been a legging girly, it's truly gonna be hot 80% of the year. And so it just makes a lot more sense for me to gravitate towards the shorts now. So yeah, I picked up the high-rise pump shorts instead of the high-rise pump leggings, but that is just something to note, is having the pump short and the pump legging coming in different rises now, and they both come in a really good color palette. If you're a pink fan, they have this really beautiful kind of blushy rose pink coming out. And then of course I get a lot of things in black because I just like black right now, I really do. But yeah, Pump is great. Pump, Aura, Amplify, they're all great. I wouldn't change any of them. I wouldn't change anything about any of them. I think that they are, as a core for ALPHALETE, like the main core 3 leggings, I think that they are perfect. Absolutely perfect. It just depends on what you need for this sale. Because the new rises are part of the new drop, they're not gonna be as heavily discounted as past items with past colorways. So keep that in mind. But if you have been dying for pump and a high rise, now is your time. Now is your shot. They are the most like juiciest freaking shorts and leggings ever. So it is your time to shine, girlfriend. If you want a high rise pump, it's time to get it. Basically, you're getting Aura legging and Aura short, pump legging and pump short, Amplify legging and Amplify short, and now you have a variety of rises to choose from, and it's amazing. You have a ton of freaking options. So pick your favorite, pick the rise you want. It's like truly becoming a more customizable experience, and that I think is really exciting for the customers here. Let's talk about something else that I really liked from this launch, and that is the push bra. And I've already vocalized to y'all how much I'm not a fan of the push tank or the push halter. We'll talk about that right after. But the push bra is everything that I feel like everybody likes about the tank in just a regular nice little sports bra, which I love. That's what I like. That is what I wear. So a lot more structured, more of that kind of seamless material and sculpting going on here at the top, but you have the removable padding. I always keep my padding in. I am one of those girlies, but you do have some sculpting here and some lifting here and some shaping without having to keep the pads in, which is what I think is really great. This is, again, this is everything that the push halter, did I take the pads out of this, or did this just not come with pads? It doesn't come with pads. So the halter does not have a place for removable padding. It's just the inside of the push halter basically looks like the outside of the bra. So same kind of sculpting, same kind of lifting going on, but this one just has padding as part of the package, whereas the push halter tank does not. And at the same time, you're not dealing with all of the extra fabric with the bra because it's a bra. Wow, what a thought, what a concept. I like it. I really like this bra. It's a great bra. Overall, I could do anything in it. I could run in that, I could do a leg day, I could do an upper body day, I could do literally anything because it's very compressive and very supportive. And even though it is not like a high neck bra, even though it does scoop low enough, there's a really good amount of coverage in it. And this comes in 5 bajillion freaking colors. It comes in, let me see how many, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 colors. You get 10 colors with the push bra. So go crazy on that one. Okay, we do have to take a moment and talk about the push halter tank. If you're a push tank fan, then you might really, really like this. The cool thing about the halter tank, I think, is that we have this little clasp here at the top. Actually, that's not even a clasp, is it? No, it's not. I have to be honest with you. I tried on the push halter tank. It's the only piece that I haven't worn because it was uncomfortable. Because I didn't like it. I don't like the halter. I already don't like how compressive this is. And again, I got this in a small, so this is like the right size for my physique and for my body. It just digs everywhere. It's too compressive for a tank for me, and the halter, I gotta say, I give Christian so many props when it comes to product design and talking to the team, because I remember in the group chat when he was like, how are y'all feeling about a push tank with a halter neck? And like everyone blew up the chat and they were like, heck yes, that's what we want. We want this so bad. Like, absolutely yes, do it. And he's like, done, right? That is a man executing for the brand with the feedback of the team. I am the odd one out. When I was thinking, when he said halter, I said, absolutely the fuck not. Like, that's not what I want at all. People love it. People love it. I think it digs in the neck. I think all halter tanks and halter bras dig in the neck. I really don't like that feeling of a strap being right here and like pulling me down. Not even because of my cha-chas. I don't have heavy cha-chas. Like, I just don't, I don't want it. I don't like it. I got it to try it because I was like, again, I really tried to give every single product a chance to be, I like to be proven wrong. I want to be proven wrong. I want to get something and be like, you know, I thought this was going to suck and it was actually great. Didn't like it. I don't like the push tank. And I think just in general, I'm going to stop requesting the push tank and start getting literally anything else. We have another Aura jacket. Again, no major changes to this jacket. I get a size small, and I have an extra small in a different Aura jacket as well. Actually, no, it's the same jacket, but 2 different launches. I have it in like a beautiful navy color, and the extra small is very compressive, but still fits. I still do like the fit of that sometimes. I think that going up a little bit in size makes it more comfortable for daily wear though. So I am a small in the Aura jacket. I got it in this beautiful bright red to go along with my Aura leggings and the Access bra. And that's a great piece. That's a great piece. Oh, you know what I'm forgetting? Where is my jacket? It was in my car because I've been actually wearing it. We had like 3 cold days last week, so I wore it to the gym. This is also a fantastic piece. It's not in my top 3 because it's a pretty like standard basic fleece jacket, and I think it only comes in 2 colors. It comes in like a black and a pretty beige. I'm not a beige girly. It kind of like washes me out when I wear beige. But I do think that it's a great piece, and I think if you're gonna spend 50 bucks on a jacket, it needs to be a sturdy, well-made, thick jacket, especially if it's not gonna be like a shapewear type of jacket or shapewear. It's not gonna be like an athletic jacket that's like shaping you. This is functional in so many ways. A couple little details I really, really like about a fleece jacket or any kind of like warm zip up is, number 1, that they have a little hook here for you to hang it on. I hang up my jackets all the time on the hooks downstairs in our like kitchen area, and most jackets don't come with that anymore. I don't think that the Aura jacket has a little a little loopty. Number 2, it has a little cinch in the waist type things, these little guys. So you can adjust it to being either fitted at the bottom, or you can have it kind of just hold its regular shape. I really, really liked that. I love the pockets on these. You have like a lined inner pocket, both sides this. You have an inside pocket and your regular pocket. So very functional in terms of just carrying things. I don't know, you could carry 4 or 5 phones all at once. So love that for you. This is a content creator's dream. Very minimal logo, right? Very minimal branding. That's fantastic. You've got nice little elastic sleeves here. So again, things are just gonna be staying in place. I got a size small. I wanted the length, and I think that's a big thing too, is that if you're choosing between sizes, you're gonna wanna go one size up if you truly want length for things. If I'm buying a warm jacket, a cropped warm jacket that's like up here is not gonna keep my tummy warm. I'm buying a jacket to keep myself warm. I want my tummy fully covered and I want it to stay covered. Last little thing I like about this is the neckline. I like when the jackets have this little like, boop, like a mock neck basically. I don't often zip it up that high, but I like how it kind of frames the face, I guess. But yeah, I really loved everything about this jacket. I actually have a very similar jacket to this from Amazon that I got a couple years ago that I wear all the time in the winter. It's a black jacket, has a very similar neckline. I don't think though that it has pockets. It does have a cinch waist here, but it's too short. It's a crop jacket. It's a cute jacket, but it never actually keeps me warm because it's too short, and it, I think, annoyingly just doesn't have any pockets at all. So I got this as the upgrade from that, and I will probably be wearing this for the next like 5 to 10 years. I kid you not. Like, this is going to be one of those things that I wear over and over and over and over and over and over again. So I don't know, maybe it is it's in top 4. It's definitely in top 4. Might be interchangeable with the Form tank. I just think the Form tank was the most perfect tank. Had to give it its creds. And again, out here in Austin, I probably won't be wearing this jacket for too many months in a row, but it's still a fantastic jacket, very well made, love the structure, love everything about it. One more thing that we gotta go over is what I'm wearing right now, the staple crew, I think is what it's called, the staple crew neck. Let me make sure that I am correct on that. We've got a lot of headbands and socks coming out too. They've got some cute scrunch socks. They've got the seamless thong as well. So if you need some like basics, if you need socks, if you need undies, if you wear headbands that you like to match to everything, there's a plethora of those coming out. Yes, the staple crew neck. I got it in white. I wanted to mix it up a little bit. I was like, okay, instead of black, we'll do white, because white goes with all of my black. So I like it though. It does, I think, add a little brightness to everything else. I like the way that it looks with anchor. Like if I were to wear the Aura wide leg that again isn't dropping in this launch, but if I were to wear those or any of my anchor leggings, I have a lot of leggings in anchor, then I think that white pairing looks really, really nice with it. So it stayed pretty clean too. I think I've washed it twice now and it's actually not looking dingy at all, which I'm surprised because most of the time my white things look immediately dingy. I don't know if that's something that they do or they did with fabric choice or whatever, but I'm happy with it. It comes in 6 colors, basically all your neutrals and red, of course. I think it's a great staple crew neck. It is oversized though, I will say, like this is an extra small. This is an extra small. So it's meant to be an oversized, and I think honestly, a unisex sweater. If I'm being totally honest, I think if I got a large or an extra large, it wouldn't be a woman's extra large oversized. I think it would just be unisex and a man would fit into that perfectly as well. So I think that's really kind of like what they were going for with it. Minimal branding, again, this nice little A that they have on everything now. I really, really like this. It makes it not so in your face, but it's a good crew neck. What else can you say about a really, really good crew neck? It's a good crew neck. And that's it, fam. That's the launch. It's a big launch. Like I said, lots of colors, lots of items, lots of little changes in some already existing things, but a lot of new items as well. And of course, the Black Friday sale, the actual sale where you're going to have several different buckets of anywhere between 10 and 80% off, and you can stack the athlete codes with that for an additional 10% off. I said this earlier in the video, I'm gonna say it again, I say it all the time. If you get one thing from the Black Friday sale, get the Amplify flare legs. Get the Amplify flare legs. That is to me the best piece ever made by ALPHALETE ever, and it is so underhyped. It is so underhyped. And as much as I think the best piece from this launch is the staple cargo pant, I think the best item that ALPHALETE has ever made is the Amplify flare leg. So grab those if you grab anything at all from the sale, and then, you know, pick your top 3 from the launch, head in there and have a good time. Hopefully I will have this video up. What time is it? The launch is in 4 hours. So let's see if I can get these clips up and ready for y'all, edited to watch before the launch in the next 4 hours. But check out my Instagram, which will have a bunch of try-on stuff for y'all as well. And happy shopping.